And we are back with another episode of Sofa Kingz. I'm joined alongside by my good friend, my good buddy, my good co-host, Steven Shred. My man, hello.
Hello, man. How are you doing today?
I'm tired, dude. I'm tired, man. I woke up way too early, got to work, realized I was just dragging ass all day, man. It just, every little thing just felt like it piled on and on and on and on. But whatever, we're here and we're in fight week, aren't we?
Yes, we are. We're 3 days out.
So we have the Hall of Fame inductions tomorrow. I think we find out who gets inducted. And then of course we have the weigh-ins on Friday, and then the UFC 290, or is it 291? 290, right?
290.
290 on Saturday. And that's what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about UFC 290. There's 3 fights that we would love for AI to predict. And before we get into that, I want to give a real quick shout out to what is essentially our newest content producer and editor. He's going to be helping out behind the scenes. Absolute Mandrew. He's an absolute stud. The guy was super willing to hop on and help out. And I just want to give him a quick shout out. I'm going to post some of his stuff on the thing so you guys can see it. Go follow it. He runs an awesome podcast, and it's pretty cool. He has like a whole vibe to it and everything. He does like the sound effects, and it's a fun podcast.
Yep, and you'll catch more of me over there as well, because I do Video Nerds with him.
Yes,
we review movies, TV shows, and lately we've been doing a lot of anime.
Oh wow, what anime you guys been on?
We just did 3 reviews this last week. We did the first season of Mashal, the first season of Hell's Paradise, and the first season of Oshinoko.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Somewhere Sean Strickland's making fun of you.
I'm sure, but it's okay because he's going to, if he ever fights Izzy, he'll get knocked out by a guy who jerks off to cartoons, so whatever.
Exactly. But moving on, we do have the fights, and I want to get straight into it because honestly, some of these fights are awesome to think about. They're awesome to talk about. We have some matchups. We have some matchups that I don't think are going to go the distance at all. We'll see what UFC 4 has to say about that. And
yep.
Let's get straight into it. I have it pulled up. We're going to just time this on a 3, 2, 1, go.
Yep.
Because until me and Steven can get our own space to get no, I mean, honestly, it did pretty well the last time, so I really wanted to kind of keep this series going. It felt like a really fun one to do. And again, shout out to Mandrew for helping us out because it's going to kind of smooth out some of the rough edges.
Yep,
are you
out there?
Are you ready to go?
I am ready.
We have a long one ahead of us. All right, it'll be on go. 3, 2, 1, go. And starting off, obviously, Robert Whittaker, Dricus Du Plessis. Who do you got?
I got Whittaker by decision.
Whittaker by decision?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I messed up. Oh, no.
No.
We got to do it over. I can't. Oh, this is going to be rough if I can't do it like this.
We'll just count it down. I'm at 23 seconds right now.
You're at 20. Oh, no, I'm like fully paused.
Oh, okay. What are you at?
I mean, I can go to whatever. I mean, I can go to like 30.
All right. Just scroll to 30. And then I'll press play when you press play.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Yeah, okay. There you go, Steven. So who do you got?
I got Robert Whittaker by decision. Who do you got?
There really is no one else better than Robert Whittaker besides Israel Adesanya. I have him winning. I like decision. I think the over is the right bet to make, but I don't know. Like, Whittaker's he's so fucking sneaky with that kick, and he'll hide it, dude. He'll hide it really well. I like that he's willing to get in the firefights, and he usually hits harder. A fight that comes to mind is like the Renato Souza fight. I think he cracked him with like a right hand, and it just sat him down. It was, I don't know, Dricus, he's good. I don't think he's as technical. I don't think he's had any 5-rounders before.
Yeah, which this one will be a 3-rounder, but the the idea that Whittaker can fight like an absolute savage for 5 rounds if he needs to, it's like that tells you something about someone. Does Du Plessis have that? We'll see. If anybody's going to take it out of him, it's going to be Whittaker. Whittaker's aggressive.
I mean, Bobby Knuckles, I just don't see... I don't see an outcome happening unless it's like a surprise knockout in which, it's the perfect shot from a spot that Whittaker doesn't see. But I don't know. He's too good. He's wrestled at some of the highest levels, right? He's wrestled for his country. He has a BJJ black belt. His striking is unbelievably solid. I mean, if there is an out for Dricus, it's going to be a brawl. It's going to be nasty. But I don't know, man. You're not taking Whittaker down.
Yeah. And as far as gas tank, Whittaker's got it. He's not going to slow down and tire out. It's just going to be constant.
I would like to see Robert be super aggressive early on. That way, the second and third round, he can not coast, but he won't have to take as many risks going into it, right? Because if he wins this, I think he's deserving of another title shot. If Dricus wins this, I think he gets Sean Strickland, and then you can give that as a title contention kind of.
Yeah.
I don't see Sean Strickland getting the title shot outside of I don't know. I think he has to win 2 more probably. So 1 to get to the title contention shot, and then whoever's standing at that. But I don't know.
That's one of those situations where I think he only gets a title shot next if somebody drops out and he's the only guy there. He was already fighting on the card or something, so they just move him up.
He's like, yeah, screw it. I mean, Sean's he just likes to fight. I think he likes to pick fights. I think he just likes to spar. That's his style of training. But you have a huge difference between Robert Whittaker and Sean Strickland when it comes to that. I think even though when you go back and you look at some of Robert's fights, it's not as pretty as you would think. I mean, I say that, but I mean, it's the same with Dricus. I'd say even more. The Brad Tavares fight, I mean, Brad was taking it to him, no?
Yeah, for some reason, people were feeding into this, Du Plessis was this, unstoppable killing machine. That's at least some of the takes that I heard, and I was like, I definitely didn't see that. I see definite competitive fights, but
I think he's willing to sit there in the pocket and go for it for sure. He's strong. He's he's not
dude's undeniably good and everything, but it's I don't know, for some reason I started seeing all these takes he's the next coming in this division. I was just like, that's weird.
Yeah, and that's the first big knockdown of the fight.
Yeah. This is definitely going the way that I would think the actual fight would go.
Yeah, I think we got a good stand-up fight.
Yeah, it's Whittaker's getting hit every so often, but the stuff he's hitting with is just way more effective.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna stand at kicking range and just kind of fire little pot shots here and there. That was a good overhand right. There's that kick, dude.
Yep, there it is again. That was a 3-piece. Damn.
Here's the soda. No. It'll be interesting enough, but Whittaker definitely deserves the odds that he's gotten. I like the response that Dricus had for the odds. Did you see that?
I did not.
So they asked him, they go, how do you feel about Robert opening up as such a favorite? And he goes, well, yeah, the dude's earned it. He's not a nobody. It's not like like he didn't take it disrespectfully, right? He goes, I'm not being disrespected. He's like, I know what it is, I know what the fight is, but I'm coming in here saying that I'm the greatest in the world, and I'm going to prove that. And look, if you beat Robert Whittaker decisively, you might just have a chance and a shot at that claim. But if you stop right here, and you can't get past Robert Whittaker, then it's going to be a long time before your name comes up in that conversation.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Nobody in the division has a definitive win over Robert Whittaker that isn't named Israel Adesanya, right?
I would believe so. Yeah, there is no one else that. Oh,
is that a finish?
It's close. Oh nope.
Yeah,
that was a real close one.
I turned up the difficulty on the bots, so now they just go seamlessly.
Which I like. It's faster action. And
Yeah,
we're gonna head
last
to the
time I just
third.
had him on normal, and that was not the move. This definitely feels more like we're watching a fight.
Yes.
Oh, little Superman action. It's always fun to see.
You don't see too many Superman punches anymore. When was the last good one? Was it when Wonderboy got knocked out with the lead hand Superman punch?
Pettis.
Yeah.
I think that was the last like really good solid one that I could think of. I've seen people throw it, but it's never like anything that does anything. It's just kind of like, oh, that looked cool.
I think this fight's gonna be fought with combinations. It's just gonna be who can throw a little bit more, because if it's gonna go to a decision, which, yeah, I think it's gonna go to decision. I don't think we get a finish. Yeah, Bobby Knuckles, man. That's
what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a decision, but a very dominant, unanimous decision.
Do you think the UFC makes the Dricus fight with Izzy if he wins, or does he get one more? Because they have the African storyline that they can go with.
Yeah, I think they make the fight with Izzy solely, in my mind, based on he hasn't fought him yet.
Well, yeah, he's the only guy damn near who hasn't fought. He hasn't fought, in the top 5. Well, because Dricus is what, the number 6 guy? He's not even in the top 5. I mean, he's obviously trying to fight for that one spot.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, well, this guy just beat Robert Whittaker. He hasn't fought Izzy. Izzy's fought like everyone else. Just give him the title shot.
I mean, you have to definitively beat Robert Whittaker to get that title shot. I don't know. I mean, even if you just get it, right?
That knockout? Jesus Christ, these bots have so much health.
Yeah, I was like, he's in there. And I don't see Robert Whittaker playing guard either. I think it's this. I think he stays on top. I think he wrestles if he needs to. Maybe he doesn't like something standing. Maybe he gets pieced up a little bit too much and goes for the takedown. He has it. I don't know if Dricus here is going for a Kimura. Yeah, he is.
Damn, that'd be wild. Whittaker losing by submission.
That would actually be pretty nuts. And we're getting closer to it. This is interesting. Oh my God, he's getting really close. I love the blood on the gloves. That's cool.
Did the round end?
No, I think Dricus just won. Wow. Yeah.
The hell?
I didn't see a tap, but I have a feeling people would just be booing his ass if he wins.
Oh no, I think the bell just rang because it's still showing this. Or I actually don't know what just happened. Here, we'll see right now.
Look at, because you can see the right arm move right here. Watch. Let's see if it does the tap animation. What? Maybe it
I
was
don't know.
glitched out. Man. Decision. Yeah, it was a submission. I hate that they can't even get like the submission names. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting.
Well, I mean, next we have the title bout between Brandon Moreno and Alex Pantoja. And I think everyone knows the storyline at this point, right? Moreno's down. He's down 2 fights. The first time, I believe, he was cut from the fight or from the UFC, and then he came back, lost again, and worked his way back up to the title.
I don't remember.
Pantoja.
That sounds correct.
Oh, good shot.
Already.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, is this already a finish?
What
do you have for this fight?
Okay, if I'm going with my heart on my sleeve, I want Brandon Moreno to win. I love when nerds win. I don't know, but but even if I'm just thinking about this, fight wise, you have a somewhat long layoff with Pantoja. Again, his last win was over Perez, where he came off of an even longer, kind of weight. Yeah. It's different, right? How many times has Pantoja been in a 5-round war compared to Moreno, who's for the past couple of years now has only exclusively fought 4 titles. That's it. Like, and I think that's a huge part of like why people love him, is because he's always in these high pressure situations.
Yeah, and then on top of that, having multiple wars with one of the most dangerous guys that was at the time at 125 in Figgy.
Yeah, and I think we're about to get another upset here with another submission. Oh, he's getting really close. There's actually a really funny submission you can hit from here if they start to like clasp their hands. Oh my God, he's gonna get this.
No way.
And that's it.
Damn.
So Pantoja gets the submission, round 1. I don't know.
Wild.
Fight fans, you need to let me know right now if this is your prediction. Do you think Pantoja just walks through Moreno, or do you got Moreno winning? I have Moreno. I think late TKO, so 4th, 5th round TKO.
I have 3rd round submission Moreno.
It's gonna be all over the place. Man, I don't want to see homie go out like that, but Pantoja is a beast. He's good, and I think Brandon Moreno's seriously gonna have a problem on his hands. Wow.
Yep, I want to see Moreno walk out of there with still in black and gold. But
absolutely.
Man.
Why does Herb Dean look more accurate?
I don't know. They paid more attention to him. Maybe because they put him in the game at the very beginning instead of scanning him in later.
Yeah. I mean, Dana looks a little...
Dana kind of looks like a Cupid baby in there.
Oh my God. Wow.
I forgot. There's like an actual word for those.
Where are they fighting?
I put him at T-Mobile because
Okay.
that's where it's going down.
And we're back to the main event here. 2 featherweights. Alex Volkanovski, who arguably had... I mean, he gave Islam Makhachev one of the best runs of his entire career so far. Yair Rodriguez, the absolute madman. I know there's been a lot of back and forth in the group chat about this one.
Yep.
I'll let you take this one away.
Yeah, so I got Volk winning decisively because going off of, I talk about it a lot. the last time Yair went against a very dominant wrestler, somebody who was stronger than him physically, he got absolutely ragdolled and just got his face bashed in with Frankie Edgar. I'll give you that was 5 years ago. But since then, he has not gone up against a single person that has that fight style. Everybody's been either a striker or with Ortega, who has wrestling and has that skill set. He hurt his shoulder like, what was it, like 40, 50 seconds into the fight, and it got called. Which I had Ortega winning that. Like, in my mind, I thought Ortega had the better skill set. So I just think Yair has not been handed, because that's a bad way of putting it, but the fights that Yair has taken and the people he's taken out heavily favor what he does, as opposed to what Volk does, which is Volk hits hard, good with the pressure, could wrestle. The fact that he was holding down Islam and wrestling against him says a lot.
In the fifth round too.
Yeah, it's
taking him to deep waters. Look, Alex Volkanovski has faced everything that Yair can throw at him, right? Alex has gone against, like you said, the great grapplers in Brian Ortega. He's gone against the great striking of Max Holloway, right? He's gone against the heavy pressure of Islam Makhachev. There is puncher's chance for Yair Rodriguez in this fight. It's going to be a little interesting. I say a little. It's going to be really interesting because he's going to be a mad in there. I think he gets the official title of Mad Lad this of this go around if he starts throwing some like crazy spinning shit that he's doing. You know what I mean? His like drop kicks and all that. But
then talking about strikers real quick though, that like one that's not brought up. Dude, Volk destroyed Jose Aldo. I feel like that's never talked about.
Context though. At what point was that of? And again, I'm not saying Aldo Aldo can still put up a fight.
It was after the Max losses, but at the same time, Aldo's still beating Jeremy Stevens, somebody that Yair beat on the road. It's like Aldo's still beating good guys, but then he gets fed to Petr Yan, and
Well, I mean that's at 35 though. But you know
that's
what?
At 35, but still.
Speaking of Petr Yan, I mean Alex and Petr are teammates, right? They both train at Tiger Muay Thai, right? You know who else trains there? Fiziev. Rafael Fiziev.
I actually did not know that.
Yes, he's one of their main guys there.
I thought you were going to talk Izzy.
No, Izzy he's not with Tiger Muay Thai. I don't know I forgot who he's with.
I thought, maybe I had it all mixed up. I thought Dan Hooker and Izzy were there too.
I know they trained together, but I didn't think they were at Tiger Muay Thai. There's a really cool documentary on Tiger Muay Thai. It was made like 2 years ago, whatever. It's about like their tryouts that they have.
Imagine Volk actually nails him with a head kick.
Like if Volk sleeps Yair Rodriguez, that'd be awesome. I don't know, because here's the thing. I don't think Yair's gonna go to sleep. I think he's gonna kind of have that Mexican tough chin and just kind of keep going. Someone's bleeding like intensely.
I think a doctor's stoppage is definitely possible if Volk gets him in a position like this, because I still say I don't think his wrestling and his grappling has ever been really tested. The Frankie Edgar fight showed us that he got taken down, and when he had a stronger opponent, he could not do a single thing. It was like it was basically watching what Yair did to BJ Penn.
Have you ever seen what Volk looked like when he was playing rugby?
I have.
Dude, that's a fucking unit. Like, he was walking around at like our weight.
He was a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he said he was like somewhere around 240.
Oh my God, dude.
Or like
I mean, you got to be that big to play rugby. That's a pretty physical sport in and of itself.
Yeah, and if you look at his body, he definitely has the body to support that. Like, because he's just like you could tell in someone's back.
I mean,
The
he's maxed
way that
out.
they're supposed to be built.
He's maxed
you know?
out his stats for that weight class, man. Like,
Definitely, that is a pure strength build. Yeah, it's like that. That's always the biggest tell. Like the thing that I've always heard is wrists and back are always the tell of somebody who's actually a big guy. Because if somebody has like big arms and everything, but they have small wrists, it's like, okay, they're beefed up on a smaller frame, and then their back too. Because somebody could be big, but if you look at their back and it's smaller, it's like beefed up on a big frame, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it is a difference, and I think that definitely helps with how stupidly strong and how much leverage he could get out of some of these positions.
I mean,
It's like his body just knows it, man.
Speaking of stupid strong, I mean, he's been keeping Yair right here in the same position for a good minute, and we're gonna start to get closer here to an armbar, but I don't think it's gonna land. It's not gonna land. He's got like 3 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm not even paying attention to the time. Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that this is a very like possible outcome with if Volk decides to take Yair down. I think Yair goes down. I don't think he's going to have much answers. I think we might see a full-on pick up and take down.
Good jab. I really want to see if the strength difference is there because I don't know. I saw an interview with Volk, and for sure you can tell he's cutting weight. Like you just see it. It's you know, he might be a little water starved. You know what I mean? So I think he's gonna look. He might look like death come weigh-ins, but I don't know. I mean, how much longer do we really see Volkanovski at 45?
I mean, it depends. I feel like he's getting to that. I feel like he's getting to that point where he's just not really going to have much else to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it is definitely possible that he decides to test out 155, which, you know, he went the distance with Islam.
Yeah.
And won rounds. Definitively won rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no question. Rounds went to Volk. There's people that even argue he won the fight.
Exactly what I was going to say. That's why we do a show together. Look, it's you can make the argument he won. I still have Islam winning that fight, unfortunately, but
same.
I mean, if that fight goes another round, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's a huge what if, and we shouldn't live in whataboutisms and all that. But what about a sixth round? No.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's like,
oh, that was a good ass combo.
The whole thing of when it gets late in the fight and things start turning around. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing the biggest deciding factor in when that happens is when somebody just starts taking over the grappling and grinding it out and just getting ground and pound in, and that's exactly what he was doing. He was taking over those last rounds.
Yeah.
So if it went one more round, I think we could have seen just all Volk.
And I think that was, I mean, besides Islam getting knocked out, I think that was the most amount of damage we've ever seen him take.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, like they're starting to go all in with the you know, Islam being the one to inherit, you know, Khabib's crown. But it's like, dude, with how good Volk looked, if you know, they're talking about the idea of he beats Yair now, and then in October he fights Islam again.
Mm-hmm.
I might have Volk winning that.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing him try it again. I mean, real quick, going back to this fight,
mm-hmm.
If you see a way for Yair to win, what is it?
I think it's in these exchanges, because the one thing that Yair is very good at is sneaking in something powerful in the midst of all the normal combo exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
Like we saw it, perfect example, Korean Zombie, his biggest highlight. They're going back and forth the entire fight. They're doing this, they're doing that. Then all of a sudden he turns, sneaks in a little elbow, flatlined.
I mean, yeah, Korean Zombie kind of ran into that. I mean, that's
True.
still one of my favorite like knockouts like out there. That's up there
Yeah.
with like Leon Edwards. That's up there with Dan Henderson knocking out Bisping. Like because it's just wild as shit. You know, and you're like, I would not have expected it. But you're right. A lot of those come from his creativity in creating those strikes. But I don't want to see him in the pocket. If I want Yair to win, I don't want to see him in the pocket. I want to see him at range throwing kicks. Like kicks up the middle to the body. You got to slow Volkanovski down. You're not going to win these compact, in the box style combos. I just don't see it. I think that's how Yair gets clipped. But Volkanovski just has the wrestling. If he gets in trouble, he's just going to shoot. You know, I think if Yair shoots, it's because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's hypocritical for me to say it's a bad thing if Yair, goes in. Like, I think it'd be more of a desperation move than Volkanovski, where Volkanovski's going to be a little bit more deliberate with the takedown, maybe set it up, get his guard a little bit high.
Yeah, could definitely see that. But yeah, like back to the question, if Yair does pull out a win, I think it's in something that Volk's paying attention to the combos, things getting thrown out, and then all of a sudden he throws a kick.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be something like that. I don't think it's going to be a flat out just they're staring at each other and then he just goes for the kick like the Leon Edwards thing. I don't see that happening because I don't think Volk is going to give him. Oh,
and there we go.
That is the finish.
Alex Volkanovski, 4th round knockout. Not even a TK. I mean, I guess there is no like TKO in UFC 4. I think there's only knockouts.
Yeah.
I think this is the likely outcome. I think it's a late round finish or even a decision. Yair might just be a little too tough. But I don't think it'll be a mauling. I think it'll be somewhat competitive early on, and then Volk will just kind of start to run away with it, just because there's levels to this, and he's just at this level that Yair's probably won't be at for a little bit,
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. Like the idea that it's very competitive and back and forth in the first, maybe even second round. Like I could 100% seeing that, but I don't see that continuing. Like I think Volk just, like you said, runs away with it and just starts really finding his groove, finding his timing, getting his spacing down, and just starts wailing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let me just bring this back. Everyone gets to see my background. Yes, it is Dodger Stadium.
What a guy.
I don't know, man. You have arguably one of the greatest 145ers we've ever seen, right? Mm-hmm. And that's against Conor, right? Conor never defended 45, right?
Nope.
Did he ever defend 55?
Nope.
Wait, he didn't? Nope.
Never defended a belt. He's never defended a UFC belt. I don't know about his what's the one that he came from? Cage Warriors?
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever defended those belts, but I'm pretty sure he's never defended a UFC belt.
I think that even Aldo's career, as dominant as he was, it was like WBC, early UFC days, right? Volkanovski is at such a level that if Aldo came in today at 145, I think that'd be one of the biggest mismatches. Obviously, they're not. You have Aldo, doing his thing, but it's a matter of Volkanovski really stamping the fact that he belongs in a category that there's no one for him at 45. Who's there?
He is beaten everyone at this point. And then the only person that they were talking about for forever was Zabit, and Zabit retired.
Mm-hmm.
Became a doctor. So
honestly, that's probably better than getting punched in the face for a living. But Steven Shred, I appreciate you so much. Absolute Mandrew, thank you so much for the content. And if you guys enjoy this content, be sure to like, subscribe, the whole ordeal, because that's what really helps out our channel. And if you're watching us through whatever you're doing throughout the day, whether you're washing dishes, hanging out in the car, have us on a run. Again, thank you so much, and we will catch you guys on the next one.
Yep.